The power of spiritual enlightenment. Author Shri Rajeev Thatte. We from UDCT and MMS Finance from Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, Mumbai. About the author. Shri Rajeev Thatte is a first generation entrepreneur. Started his pharmaceutical manufacturing unit in Mumbai in 1981, 44 years back. Shri Rajeev has manufactured coconut oil, refined coconut oil, spices, and Ayurvedic medicines for reputed brands in India. Simultaneously, he started writing in media and publications and became a popular author. Shri Rajeev started his Facebook pages and YouTube channel Enjoy Happiness. This has got over 1 lakh subscribers in last 1 year. Few years back, Shri Rajeev had a car accident leading to skull fracture, then epileptic fits, paralysis, and rectal cancer and tuberculosis. After so many calamities he had faced, he donated his kidney to his widowed wife Sandhya. In these ailments and sufferings, Shri Rajeev kept on moving on the path he had chosen with determination in his happy and cheerful life. Mr. Rajeev is now 67 years old and is moving all over the world, giving lectures, spreading love, kindness, happiness, and mindfulness in all the humanity.
Loss of now, the core delusion. The loss of now is the most profound and widespread delusion of humanity. It is the act of mentally disconnecting from the present moment, the only true reality, and instead living in the illusions of the past and future. This disconnection is not only the root of personal suffering but also the driving force behind many collective issues in the world, such as conflict, dissatisfaction, and unhappiness. At its core, the loss of now is caused by the mind's refusal to recognize the present as the ultimate reality. This refusal stems from the ego, which thrives on time, creating endless narratives about who we are based on past experiences and who we might become in the future. This constant projection into what was or what might be blinds us to the immense richness and peace of the present moment. What does it mean to lose the now? Living in the past. The mind often replays past experiences, whether good or bad, creating an attachment to memories. Regret, guilt, nostalgia, or resentment keeps us stuck in what has already happened, preventing us from experiencing the present fully. The ego builds its identity from past experiences, saying, "This is who I am because of what happened to me." Projecting into the future. Worrying about what might happen or striving for a future that seems better than the present becomes the mind's primary focus. The ego believes happiness lies in achieving goals, reaching milestones, or avoiding imagined dangers. This perpetual projection into the future creates anxiety, fear, and dissatisfaction with the here and now. Disconnection from presence. By losing touch with the present moment, we disconnect from life itself. The now is where life happens, yet the mind tricks us into believing that fulfillment lies elsewhere. We become spectators of life rather than participants, distracted by thoughts of what if or if only. Why does the mind resist the now? The ego's survival mechanism. The ego exists by identifying with time. It cannot survive in the timeless reality of the now. By keeping us attached to past stories or future fantasies, the ego ensures its survival. This resistance to presence is a defense mechanism to avoid the loss of the false self. Addiction to thought. Human beings are deeply addicted to thinking, which is rooted in time. Thought thrives on comparison, judgment, and analysis, which require past references and future projections. The present moment, being free of judgment, poses a challenge to this habitual thought process. Fear of stillness. The now represents stillness and the absence of mental noise. For many, this stillness is unfamiliar and unsettling, as it exposes the emptiness of the ego's constructs. The mind fears the dissolution of its identity in the vastness of presence. Consequences of losing the now. Suffering and dissatisfaction. The inability to live in the now leads to constant striving and discontent. We are always chasing something, happiness, success, or peace, without realizing these can only be found in the present moment. Emotional turmoil. Attachment to past pain or fear of future uncertainty creates emotional suffering. Anxiety, stress, and depression are often the result of not being fully present. Disconnect from reality. By living in the mind rather than the moment, we miss the beauty, joy, and peace of the present. We fail to truly experience life as it unfolds. Harm to relationships. Losing the now often means we are not fully present with others. This creates distance, misunderstandings, and conflicts in relationships. Regaining the now, the path to freedom. Recognize the illusion. Begin by observing how often your mind drifts to the past or future. Recognize that these are mental constructs and not your true reality. Understand that time is a tool for practical purposes but not the essence of who you are. Practice mindfulness. Anchor yourself in the present by focusing on your breath, bodily sensations, or immediate surroundings. Engage fully in whatever you are doing, whether it's eating, walking, or speaking. Let go of judgment. Accept the present moment as it is, without labeling it as good or bad. Resistance to what is only creates suffering. Disidentify from the mind. Realize that you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that observes them. By shifting your focus to this awareness, you reclaim the now. Embrace stillness. Cultivate moments of stillness and silence in your life. This helps dissolve the ego's grip and connects you to the timeless dimension of being. The timeless power of the now. The now is the gateway to true freedom, peace, and joy. It is the dimension where life happens, free from the illusions of time. By letting go of past and future and fully inhabiting the present, we align ourselves with the essence of life itself. Reclaiming the now is not just a personal transformation but a collective one. As more individuals awaken to the present moment, the world can move beyond its addiction to time, conflict, and suffering. The now is the key to ending the core delusion and stepping into the fullness of life. Ordinary unconsciousness and deep unconsciousness. The human experience of unconsciousness can be divided into two main levels: ordinary unconsciousness and deep unconsciousness. Both forms of unconsciousness keep us disconnected from our true selves, trapped in habitual patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior. Understanding these states can help us recognize their grip on our lives and pave the way for awakening and presence. 1. Ordinary unconsciousness. Ordinary unconsciousness is the state most people live in for the majority of their lives. It is a subtle form of disconnection from the present moment, often masked by the busyness of daily life, mental distractions, and emotional reactions. In this state, we are not fully present or aware of our thoughts and actions, but we are also not experiencing intense emotional or mental turmoil. Signs of ordinary unconsciousness. Living in autopilot mode, performing routine tasks without mindful awareness, such as commuting, eating, or even interacting with others. Mental noise, persistent, unnecessary thoughts about the past or future dominate the mind, preventing full engagement with the present. Emotional reactivity. Small triggers lead to irritation, annoyance, impatience, or low-level anxiety, which are accepted as normal. Seeking distractions, constantly looking for ways to avoid silence or stillness, such as overusing social media, binge-watching, or indulging in other distractions. Impact of ordinary unconsciousness. It creates a sense of discontentment, as we are constantly seeking happiness or fulfillment in external circumstances. It prevents us from fully experiencing life as it unfolds, leading to a superficial and mechanical existence. Relationships suffer because we are not truly present with others, often reacting from conditioned patterns rather than authentic awareness. 2. Deep unconsciousness. Deep unconsciousness is a more intense and destructive state of being. It occurs when a person is completely overtaken by negative thoughts, emotions, or behaviors. In this state, the ego becomes dominant, and the connection to the present moment is almost entirely severed. People experiencing deep unconsciousness often feel overwhelmed, lost, or in extreme mental or emotional pain. Signs of deep unconsciousness. Strong negative emotions, intense feelings of anger, hatred, resentment, jealousy, fear, or despair dominate the mind and body. Compulsive behaviors, acting in destructive or addictive ways, such as overeating, substance abuse, or excessive materialism. Ego-driven reactions, strong identification with the story of me, leading to defensiveness, aggression, or feelings of victimhood. Mental chaos, a storm of obsessive thoughts and overthinking, often accompanied by anxiety or depression. Impact of deep unconsciousness. It creates suffering not only for the person experiencing it but also for those around them, as relationships become strained or toxic. It perpetuates cycles of negativity and pain, as unconscious reactions lead to more problems and conflicts. It can manifest as physical or mental health issues due to the stress and tension it creates in the body. The root of both states. The common factor in both ordinary and deep unconsciousness is the lack of presence. In these states, the mind is either stuck in the past or projecting into the future, creating a distorted perception of reality. The ego feeds on these states by maintaining a false sense of identity and separation, keeping us trapped in illusions and disconnected from the now. How to break free from unconsciousness. Awareness of unconsciousness. The first step is to recognize when you are in a state of unconsciousness. Notice patterns of negative thoughts, emotions, or habitual reactions in your daily life. Practicing presence. Bring your attention to the present moment by focusing on your breath, sensations, or surroundings. The more you practice presence, the less grip unconsciousness will have on you. Disidentification from the mind. Realize that you are not your thoughts or emotions. You are the awareness that observes them. This awareness allows you to create space between yourself and the unconscious patterns. Acceptance and letting go. Accept the present moment as it is, without resistance. Let go of the need to control or judge, and allow life to flow naturally. Spiritual awakening. Deepen your connection with your inner self through mindfulness, meditation, or spiritual practice. This helps dissolve the ego and brings you closer to your true essence. From unconsciousness to awakening. Ordinary and deep unconsciousness are not permanent states. They are simply veils that cover our true nature. By cultivating awareness and presence, we can gradually free ourselves from these states and step into a life of peace, joy, and clarity. Awakening from unconsciousness is not an overnight process. It requires patience, effort, and compassion for oneself. But every moment of presence brings us closer to our true selves and the timeless dimension of the now, where true freedom and fulfillment reside. What are they seeking? At the core of every human life lies a search, an inner drive to find something beyond mere survival. But what is it that people are truly seeking? This question is as old as humanity itself, and while the answers might appear varied, they all ultimately lead to the same destination: the surface-level search. For many, life seems to revolve around material pursuits. People seek success and wealth, a desire for financial stability, luxury, and the power or status that comes with it. Recognition and fame, the need to be seen, appreciated, or admired by others. Relationships and love, finding connections that make them feel valued, secure, and loved. Comfort and security, the pursuit of a life free from struggle, pain, or uncertainty. Pleasure and experiences, chasing moments of happiness through entertainment, travel, or sensory indulgence. While these pursuits may bring fleeting satisfaction, they rarely provide lasting fulfillment. Achieving one goal often leads to the creation of another, perpetuating an endless cycle of desire. Beneath these surface-level desires, a deeper longing often remains unfulfilled. The deeper search. What people are truly seeking, often without realizing it, lies far beyond material gains. At a fundamental level, they are searching for inner peace, a state of being free from the constant chatter of the mind, anxiety, and restlessness. Happiness beyond circumstances, joy that is not tied to external events or achievements, but arises from within. Meaning and purpose, a deeper understanding of their role in the grand scheme of life, why they are here and what they are meant to do. Connection, a feeling of oneness with others, nature, or the universe, a connection that transcends individual identities. Freedom not just from external constraints, but from internal limitations like fear, guilt, and self-doubt. Truth, the desire to uncover the ultimate reality of existence and move beyond illusions. Why do they seek? This search arises because, at some level, humans feel incomplete. The ego creates a false sense of separation from others, from nature, and from their true essence. It convinces people that fulfillment lies in achieving, acquiring, or becoming something. However, no external attainment can truly fill this inner void. The ultimate destination. What they are seeking, in truth, is themselves. The peace, joy, and wholeness they search for in the outer world are already present within them. It is the realization of this truth, the return to their essence, that ends the search. When people seek wealth, they are often seeking the sense of security they believe it will bring. When they seek love, they are yearning to reconnect with the unconditional love that exists at their core. When they seek purpose, they are searching for the deep alignment with life itself. The journey outward is, in reality, a journey inward. How can this be realized? Awareness, recognizing that external pursuits cannot provide lasting fulfillment. Presence, anchoring oneself in the present moment instead of dwelling in the past or chasing the future. Letting go, releasing attachment to outcomes and trusting the flow of life. Spiritual awakening, connecting with the deeper self through practices like meditation, mindfulness, and self-inquiry. Conclusion. What are they seeking is ultimately a question about human nature. While the paths people take may differ, the end goal remains the same: to return to the essence of who they truly are. Fulfillment is not found in the external world, it is realized by discovering the infinite peace and joy that have always been within. Dissolving ordinary unconsciousness. Ordinary unconsciousness is a state where individuals live on autopilot, caught in habitual thinking, emotional reactions, and patterns of behavior. It is the everyday mindlessness that keeps people disconnected from the present moment, unaware of their deeper essence, and controlled by their egoic mind. To dissolve ordinary unconsciousness is to awaken from this autopilot existence and step into conscious living, fully present, aware, and connected to the now. It is the first step towards spiritual growth and a more fulfilling life. What is ordinary unconsciousness? Ordinary unconsciousness is not the same as being physically asleep. It is a waking state in which individuals are mentally and emotionally disconnected from the present moment. Signs of ordinary unconsciousness include excessive thinking, being trapped in constant thought loops, often worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. Emotional reactivity, acting out of anger, fear, or frustration without awareness of these emotions as they arise. Mindless habits, engaging in routines or behaviors without questioning their purpose or impact. Disconnection, feeling separate from life, others, and even oneself, as though life is happening to you. Ego-driven behavior, seeking validation, status, or material gain to fill an inner sense of lack or incompleteness. How does ordinary unconsciousness affect us? Ordinary unconsciousness creates a life filled with stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. It keeps individuals stuck in a cycle of suffering, pain caused by resistance to what is, and attachment to desires or fears. Conflict, misunderstandings and disagreements stemming from ego-driven interactions. Disconnection, a lack of harmony with oneself, others, and the larger flow of life. Left unchecked, ordinary unconsciousness can grow into deeper unconsciousness, where suffering intensifies and destructive behaviors dominate. How to dissolve ordinary unconsciousness? Dissolving ordinary unconsciousness begins with awareness. Here are key practices to overcome it. Become present. Anchor yourself in the now. Pay attention to your breath, bodily sensations, or the sights and sounds around you. Let go of past regrets and future anxieties by focusing on what is happening in this moment. Observe your thoughts. Recognize that you are not your thoughts. Watch them as a silent observer, without judgment or attachment. This detachment helps break the power of compulsive thinking. Recognize emotional triggers. Notice when emotions such as anger, fear, or jealousy arise. Acknowledge them without acting on them impulsively. Awareness dissolves their hold over you. Practice mindfulness. Stay fully engaged in whatever you are doing, whether it's eating, walking, or working. Mindfulness transforms ordinary activities into opportunities for presence. Cultivate stillness. Spend time in silence and stillness daily. Practices like meditation or simply sitting quietly allow you to connect with your inner being. Let go of ego identification. Question the stories and identities your ego creates. Realize that your true self is beyond the roles you play or the possessions you own. Accept what is. Stop resisting life as it unfolds. Embrace reality without judgment and trust the flow of existence. The power of dissolving ordinary unconsciousness. When you dissolve ordinary unconsciousness, life becomes more peaceful, fulfilling, and aligned. Benefits include inner freedom, no longer being controlled by thoughts, emotions, or external circumstances. Improved relationships, greater compassion, understanding, and connection with others. Enhanced clarity, clearer decision-making and creative problem-solving. True joy, a deeper sense of contentment and gratitude, unshaken by external conditions. Conclusion. Dissolving ordinary unconsciousness is about awakening to your true nature and living in the present moment. It is a gradual process that requires patience, practice, and self-compassion. By bringing awareness to your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you can free yourself from the chains of autopilot living and step into a life of presence, purpose, and peace. Freedom from unhappiness. Unhappiness is a pervasive emotional state caused by resisting life as it is and identifying with negative thoughts, emotions, and circumstances. True freedom from unhappiness does not come from external achievements or avoiding challenges, but from an inner transformation, a shift in consciousness that allows you to embrace life fully, without judgment or resistance. What causes unhappiness? Unhappiness arises from the following factors: attachment to the past. Regrets, grievances, and unresolved pain keep you anchored in the past, preventing you from experiencing the joy of the present moment. Fear of the future. Worrying about what might happen creates unnecessary anxiety, robbing you of peace in the here and now. Resistance to what is. Fighting against life's circumstances, whether they are minor inconveniences or major challenges, creates inner turmoil and unhappiness. Ego identification. The ego thrives on dissatisfaction, creating a false sense of self through complaints, victimhood, and comparisons. Negative thought patterns. Dwelling on negative thoughts and self-critical narratives perpetuates feelings of unhappiness and low self-worth. How to attain freedom from unhappiness? Freedom from unhappiness is not about controlling external circumstances but about transforming your inner relationship with life. Here are key steps to achieve this freedom. Accept the present moment. Instead of resisting what is happening, accept the present moment fully. Acceptance does not mean passivity, it means facing reality with clarity and openness. Detach from the ego. Recognize that the ego feeds on unhappiness to maintain its false identity. By observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment, you weaken the ego's hold. Practice gratitude. Shift your focus from what is lacking in your life to what you already have. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to unhappiness. Let go of past and future. The past and future exist only in your mind. Free yourself from their grip by staying rooted in the present moment. Transform negative thinking. Observe your thoughts and challenge negative or limiting beliefs. Replace them with constructive, empowering perspectives. Focus on being. Happiness is not found in doing or having, but in being. Take time to connect with your inner self through mindfulness or meditation. Release emotional pain. Acknowledge and process unresolved pain instead of suppressing it. Awareness allows emotional healing and liberation. Find joy in simplicity. True happiness is found in life's simple moments, watching a sunset, sharing laughter, or enjoying a meal mindfully. Living beyond unhappiness. When you free yourself from unhappiness, you unlock a deeper sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment. Life becomes less about chasing external goals and more about appreciating the present. Challenges and difficulties no longer define you. They become opportunities for growth and awakening. Conclusion. Freedom from unhappiness is not a destination but a journey of self-awareness and inner transformation. It requires a shift from identifying with the mind and ego to living in harmony with the present moment. By accepting life as it is, letting go of negativity, and connecting with your true self, you can transcend unhappiness and experience lasting inner peace. Remember, happiness is not something you find, it is something you allow yourself to become. Wherever you are, be there totally. Wherever you are, be there totally is a profound principle that encourages mindfulness and wholehearted engagement with the present moment. This concept urges us to fully immerse ourselves in the here and now, without distractions, resistance, or mental preoccupations with the past or future. It's a call to embrace life as it unfolds, moment by moment. The problem with being elsewhere. In our fast-paced modern lives, we often find ourselves mentally detached from the present moment. This detachment creates stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. Here's how this manifests. Dwelling on the past. Reliving past mistakes or regrets traps us in an endless cycle of guilt and resentment. Worrying about the future. Constantly planning or fearing the future creates unnecessary anxiety, robbing us of peace in the present. Distraction by technology. Our attachment to phones, social media, and multitasking keeps us from fully engaging with our surroundings and relationships. Resisting what is. When we resist the present moment, wishing we were somewhere else or doing something else, we create inner conflict and dissatisfaction. What does it mean to be there totally? Being there totally means bringing your full attention and awareness to the present moment. It involves presence. Focus your mind and senses on what is happening right now, whether it's a conversation, a task, or simply observing your surroundings. Acceptance. Embrace the present moment as it is, without wishing it were different. Accept both the pleasant and the challenging aspects of life. Non-judgment. Experience the moment without labeling it as good or bad. Simply observe and allow things to unfold naturally. Single tasking. Give your full attention to one task or activity at a time instead of spreading yourself thin with multitasking. Gratitude. Recognize the beauty and opportunities within the present moment, no matter how small or mundane they may seem. How to be there totally. Practice mindfulness. Engage in mindfulness techniques such as focusing on your breath, observing your thoughts without judgment, or grounding yourself by noticing the sensations around you. Let go of mental noise. Release thoughts about the past and future. Use tools like meditation or journaling to clear your mental space. Engage fully. Be fully present in whatever you're doing, whether it's listening to a loved one, working on a project, or simply enjoying a meal. Detach from distractions. Put away your phone, turn off unnecessary notifications, and create boundaries to limit interruptions. Shift perspective. Instead of treating the present moment as a means to an end, see it as an end in itself. Each moment is an opportunity for growth, joy, and discovery. Benefits of being there totally. Inner peace. By letting go of past and future concerns, you reduce stress and experience a greater sense of calm. Improved relationships. Being fully present with others fosters deeper connections and understanding. Enhanced productivity. Focused attention on the task at hand leads to better results and a sense of accomplishment. Increased awareness. You become more attuned to your thoughts, emotions, and surroundings, cultivating self-awareness and clarity. Joy and fulfillment. Life feels richer and more meaningful when you live each moment fully, rather than rushing through it. Conclusion. Wherever you are, be there totally is not just a practice, it's a way of life. By embracing the present moment with open-hearted awareness, we free ourselves from the burden of regrets and anxieties. Life becomes vibrant and meaningful when we immerse ourselves in the now, discovering peace, purpose, and joy in the simplicity of being. Remember, life is not something happening elsewhere, it's happening right here, right now. Be there totally. The inner purpose of your life journey. Life is often seen as a series of external achievements, responsibilities, and experiences. While these external pursuits have their place, the deeper, more profound essence of life lies in its inner purpose, the journey of self-discovery, spiritual growth, and the realization of your true self.